Hey everybody, Master David Gall here from Shaolin Ing Wing Chun in Nashville, Tennessee. We are here in beautiful Percy Warner Park, and this is another video in our series, obviously. So I want to go over the basics of line drills and Unitarian energy. In our school we talk a lot about Unitarian energy. We talk a lot about everything moving together, positive chi, negative chi, and all that good stuff. So give a brief tutorial about what's going on here. There's a poem in Wing Chun called Lin Seal Dai Gar. And what that means is I'm always stepping and or shifting, blocking and striking. So all that happens all at the same time. To do that effectively, you need to use Unitarian energy, which means no part of my body is segmented. Nothing moves by itself. Everything is always connected. So any of those of you out there that have done Tai Chi or Bagua or Xing Yi, you understand completely what Unitarian energy is. So to effectively, like I said, to effectively use Wing Chun, Unitarian energy is imperative. So what I want to go over a little bit is timing your feet and your hands to work together. So I'm going to show you how to get into what we call ball to heel stance or negative bow, and I'm going to show you how this is built from the feet up, and I'm going to show you a couple of drills and we'll move forward from there, and we'll get more complicated in other films. But in this video I want to keep it nice and simple, and hopefully this will help you out. If you're studying Wing Chun, this will help your foundation get a little stronger. If you haven't studied Wing Chun yet and you're interested, hopefully this will interest you enough to come see me. So here we go. Let's stand to the side here. What I want to do is I want to stand in natural stance, toes on the same line. So I want to take my rear foot and step up to where my rear heel is on the same line as my front toe. So now I want to turn both feet onto 45-degree angles. So they're pointing on a 45-degree angle. So this is what's called negative bow or ball to heel stance. You should see the line from my front toe to my rear heel making a straight line. That's ball to heel stance. Now for some people who have much longer legs than me, there is a little bit of a cheat. I could move over just a hair, widen out a little bit, but for me that's about right. Alright, so now if we can bring the camera up, to me. So that's the stance I'm standing in, but I want you to notice something before we go back down and show you what the feet do. My body's on a 45-degree angle, so I'm not square on to you. My feet are on a 45, my body's on a 45, but my eyes and my hands are on a 90. So I'm creating this V, if you can see that. So what I want to do is when I do a line drill or when I advance or retreat, I want to keep my body focused on this 45-degree angle, but I want to keep my eyes, Chinese call it yi, or your intent. I want to keep my intention on my target and my hands focused on my target. So we'll go back down and look at my feet real quick, and I'm going to step forward and show you how this looks. So again, you see the ball to heel stance. So when we do this is called a push drag when I'm advancing or retreating. The reason it's called a push drag, by the way, this is not rocket science. So I'm using my back leg. I'm pushing and then I'm dragging. So I step and drag. Step and I drag. And when I'm retreating, it's the exact same thing, but only going the other way. I push off my front leg. Step, drag, and step, drag. Okay? So that's how the 2 feet are going to work together. Again, called a push drag. But the thing you want to focus on is keeping both feet at a 45-degree angle as you step. What a lot of people do is they get into either 90s and 180s, which is what most people do, which is where the front foot is pointed directly at the target and the rear foot is pointed on a 180-degree angle back here, so they end up perpendicular. You want to really remember to keep them parallel. So I'm going to go into a very simple drill and show you how this is going to look when everything moves together. So again, stand naturally, get my ball to heel stance, get my 45-degree angle rocking. So now my body's on a 45-degree angle, my feet are on a 45-degree angle. I mentioned this a second ago, but I want to go back for real quick. Again, notice feet are on a 45. Here's one reason why. Gentlemen, this is not hard for you to get. See where my knee is? This basically gives a straight line into my groin. So the person standing in front of me, if they want to kick me in the groin, this is a real easy way to go. But when I turn my foot, my knee bends in. It gives me a natural blockage for protecting the bottom of my torso, where my groin is. All right? So now, hands are on a 90. Body's on a 45. Eyes are on a 90. So, as I step, my hands stay where they are. Okay? Notice I'm not dropping them and I'm not spreading them out. All right? Now when we put technique to that, I'm going to do something very simple. It's called single hand trap, followed by a full cycle Poxal. Single hand trap does just what it says it does. You're trapping a single hand. So for my hands being here, I'm going to use my rear hand, or Wusao, as a trapping hand, and I'm using my Monsao, or my front hand, as my attacking hand. And they both move at the same time. So from here to here. Notice, if I turn to the side, you can see this. Notice when I do a single hand trap, I'm not trapping and drawing this hand back. Everything moves from where it is. Okay? This is what's called positive chi. Everything moves together, going in the same direction. Negative chi would be just the opposite. Negative chi would be, say, your hands moving in opposite directions at the same time at the same rate of speed, or splitting. All right. So, full cycle Poxal is my defense to single hand trap. So if I'm given single hand trap here, full cycle Poxal is this. Okay. Again, those of you that do Wing Chun, you know what I'm talking about. So, right here, single hand trap, full cycle Poxal, and then I'm settling. So what I want to do is time my hands to how my feet move. This is where my Unitarian energy comes in. Okay. So to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, this is not Unitarian. Why? Because my upper body moved first, then my lower body moved. So what I want to do is, I really want to hardwire my brain to what my body's doing. All right. So as I step in, there's one, there's two. And I don't know if you can hear the leaves under my feet or not, but that gives you kind of a count. Any of you out there are musically inclined, you can think of a 4/4 beat or a cut time. This will help you with that. So what I want to think of is 1, 2, 1, 2. So when I'm stepping, it's going to be 1, 2. See how I cut that in half? So I want to move everything together at the same time. 1, 2, and then everything blossoms from there. So anytime you're doing a line drill at your school, this is where all the foundation comes from. Some schools don't focus on the 45-degree angle with the feet, some do. And again, like I said before, there's multiple Wing Chun schools. Everybody does it a little bit different. But if you come and see us, this is what we do. So if you like what you see and you're in the Nashville area, please give us a shout. Have us, we'd love to have you come by. Love to meet you and get you to see if you really like what you're going to do. And if you're not in the Nashville area and you're interested in Wing Chun, then find a good teacher. There's a lot of them out there. Thanks for watching.